Hello and welcome to Level Up Your Talents Abroad, a series of inspiring interviews of expats where we uncover through their stories what talents they have developed. We are exploring the behind the scene because too often we only see the end result of an expatriation, but we miss out on the process, what it really takes to get where they are today. So they will share with us the up and the downs, the bold decisions, their challenges, and what they learned on the way. It's been like 20 years that I'm living abroad, and I've never met an expat who told me it was easy. If you keep the big picture of that experience, the move itself is such a tiny part, right? What's important is what comes after. And that very often we are not well prepared for that. And we go through a big emotional roller coaster. So if you want to get better equipped for this journey abroad, visit the website Expat Coaching Corner. I design an online program with on-demand videos, super flexible, just for you to equip you better for this ride. So the link is in the description. I'm your host, 𝗚'𝘃𝗲𝗁. Now let's dive in. So today we have the pleasure of welcoming 𝗘𝘅𝗽𝗁 to this series. Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good, thank you. We are thrilled to have you here today with us. And thank you for taking the time and for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for the invitation.
So first, let's give some context to our listeners. So today we are going to Dubai. What are you doing and when did you move abroad?
So I moved to Dubai in 2022 now, so it's been 2.5 years. When I joined, I was retail merchandiser, but I just moved actually. I was working at the office and now I just changed and moved to the store. And I am now supply planning managers and I work at 𝗚'𝘃𝗃𝗄.
Why did you decide to move to Dubai? What was the opportunity and the thinking process behind that decision for you?
It's actually funny. I mean, I didn't particularly want to work to Dubai. I didn't choose Dubai. And I like to say that Dubai chose me, actually. I've been contacted on LinkedIn. And then after different interviews, I've been accepted. And to be honest, I just couldn't say no to that opportunity. So that's why I decided to do that big jump. It was not that difficult actually to think about it and to accept, because I work in luxury, I work in fashion. So Hermès is, according to me, the best brand. Then it was as well the best market because it's today the most dynamic market in the world. And then when I started at Hermès, I was working for the best categories because I was on leather and equestrian, and it's really the DNA of the maison. So I was really proud of it. And if you add that to that, so then it was really like the dream job. So I just couldn't say no. So yeah, that's why I moved. And it's also that I was 29. I have no kids, so I didn't have any risk to jump in that new adventure.
Yeah, so you packed your suitcase and you took off.
Yep.
How long did it take between the offer and
So I've been contacted for the story, I've been contacted in December on LinkedIn. Someone sent me a message and asked me, I would have an opportunity for you. Would you be interested in it? So I replied and I say, can I have more information about it? And she replied, no, I cannot. So I was like, what is that spam? So I will just not answer. And so I didn't answer and I just put it on the side and that's it. For me, it was over. And then she sent me a new message in February. So yeah, it was 2 months after. And she was like, you didn't answer. So can we meet? Can we have an interview to talk about it? So now I realized and I was like, okay, so it was maybe not a spam. So let's try to dig and to understand. So then I I think like 8 interviews, which is quite a lot. And it was, I mean, I've never had that many interviews for other jobs. So it was the biggest amount, let's say. So yeah, I had that interviews, and then I moved. So I got accepted in June, and then you have the notice period 3 months, and I moved in September. Actually, it was almost a year between the first contact and me arriving in Dubai.
8 interviews.
8 interviews,
that's
yeah. It is a lot because you really have to meet everybody in the company. And I also had the chance to have a real one-to-one meeting, because in my job, I mean, in my previous job, I was going to Paris twice a year, and they have been waiting for the time for them to go to Paris to meet me for real in a hotel there. So I had an interview in Paris, the last one.
I'm getting curious here. The interviews were more about your competence or about your soft skills, like the mindset? What was the most, like, in your opinion, what was the core elements that they were looking for?
Of course, they have to check your skills. So you will have some question about your skills for sure. But I also think that it's more about personality, because when you hire someone, you want to make sure that this person will fit the global energy of the team, and like will be friendly with all the people. So I think that when you create a team, you want different personality, and everybody needs to fit like one part of the global mind, let's say, of the team. So yeah, I think it's a bit of everything, but like, of course, skills, but also personality.
And we're going to talk now about the reality check. Usually, before leaving, we have an idea about the life we are going to live. And usually stereotypes like kicks in. And so what was the reality check between what you have imagined and the reality?
When you live in France, you have an image of Dubai, which is a bit negative. But when I moved there, I just wanted to, I didn't want to think about it, because every time you think about it, in the end, you just waste your experience. So I wanted to focus on my proper experience and about my opinion, to think what to just consider what I will be living there. And to be honest, it was a really good surprise, because it was really not what I've heard a lot before. So first, Dubai has like a lot of positive sides. We all talk about like security, like safety, because I mean, as a woman, for example, you can really do whatever you want. You can walk during the night at 3 a.m. It's totally fine, because it's totally secured, and you will never feel endangered, like never, never. So it's always good to have in mind. But what I really like is the number of nationalities there, because it's a place where all the nationality gather. I was not expecting that, actually, because when I think about Dubai, I think about an Arabic country. So I was expecting a lot of Emirati people, but also a lot of people from the Gulf, but not a lot of people from the world. You get along with them, you learn about their story, their experience, their culture. And in that point, it's really, really interesting. And like, you feel proud as well, because you are proud. They want to share it with you. It's really like, it's really nice to experience. For example, at the office, we celebrate all the different celebrations. So it's not only about Arabic celebration. For example, we'll do like Filipino celebration, Indian celebration, like really everything. It's really like a big melting pot. And yeah, so I really love that aspect of the city. And another surprise is my work-life balance that I didn't have the same in Paris, because in Paris I was working until like 7 p.m. Then you take the metro, and then when you arrive home, you're like super tired and you don't have energy to do something else. But here, I feel that we leave the office quite early, and after the office, I still have plenty of energy to do a lot of different activities. So it's really good, because in the end, it's like you have a second day after your first day. And during the weekend, I feel like really holidays, because we have the beach. It's always super sunny. Still a lot of activities. You can explore the country, explore the city. So in that way, I was well surprised, because you really have a lot of things to do here, and you feel good.
Really nice. So you had really like nice surprises, multicultural environment,
Yep.
super rich and living in harmony. And also, as you said, the quality of life, the work-life balance is really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your biggest challenge?
I think that there is one challenge that every expat face, and it's not just at the beginning. I think we're always struggling. It's just like being far from the relatives. When you leave your like safe place to go to a place you don't know. And for me, when I moved, I was alone. So I just moved to a country I didn't know, and I didn't know anyone as well. So I was really alone. And this is really a big part that we have to keep in mind, because sometimes we might feel alone, and it's the game of it's the expat game. But then you have you have friends, and the good point is that they all share the same experience, because they all feel alone. And this is what is nice with the expat life, is that we all feel the experience of the others. So we are really like we how can I say that? We feel the others.
Yes.
So we don't want them to feel alone, because we really know what they are experiencing. So we just want to share and to accept them and to make them be happy, because we feel them.
Really nice, really nice. Yes, that's true. When you're moving, I remember when I moved to Shanghai, I was alone, like you, same. But because we have through this shared experience of loneliness, we have these similarities, even though we all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
We have that in common, and that gives a sense of we're going to care about each other. That gives a
And
sense
people are
of
really
belonging.
welcoming here.
Okay.
They all want you to join like party gatherings, because just they know what you're experiencing. So they don't
Yes.
want you to feel alone.
Yes, everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, really nice. So after 2 years and a half now, how much do you feel settled today?
I feel that now I feel like 100% settled. I'm settled. I think that I realized that I was settled maybe after my second trip from Paris. It was maybe after 1 year. And so I was flying back from Paris. And when I landed to Dubai, I had happy tears, which is super weird, but I felt like relieved to be in Dubai. And at that moment, I just knew that it was, let's say, my new home. So it was really weird, and I could feel it here. And I was like, "Don't cry, this is stupid." But I felt it that way at that time.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so Dubai is your home today.
I feel so. You always have two homes, like now Paris is my home, Dubai is my home. But I also feel that when you feel home, according to me, is where you can unpack your suitcase.
So you're working in a French company. Can you share more about what is it to work in a French company in an Arabic country, and I guess some colleagues like coming from everywhere? So how is the communication? How does that go?
So it's a French company, but it was not a French owner. So we don't feel the French culture that much, and we have a lot of different nationalities in the company in general. So in the store where I work, we are 150, and I think that we have like 60 nationalities in the store, which is huge. And it's so interesting to be part of that experience, because you just meet different people with different stories, with different culture, and you share, like every day I'm learning new words. For example, like people from Arab countries will tell me a few things in Arabic, and then I will try to replicate and to say it again. Today I talked with a Japanese girl, and she was like, yeah, if you want to welcome a Japanese client, you have to say that. So we really learn a lot from others, and I think it's really nice. And I always compare to France, because in France, in my previous experiences, I was working with French and only French people. And usually they have done business school as well before. So we had kind of the same education with the same culture from the same country, same. And here we are all different. And I really like that part of Dubai.
And how do you manage your cross-cultural communication? Well, you need to adapt to everyone, every culture. So how does that look like in your daily life?
I think that we are respectful, so we try to adapt and not to annoy the person in front of us. So we're just adapting the way of communicating to make sure that they will be at their ease when they hear what you're saying, because the idea is to communicate in the right way. So no, we just adapt to each other, and as we spend a lot of time together, we know we get along, so we know the personality of the people, and then it gets easier and easier to communicate.
Looking back on your experience, is there anything you would have done differently?
No, I have to say I'm really happy with it. I think it was a bit adventurous to jump in this unknown world, because I've never visited Dubai before. It was my first time. I didn't know anyone here, so I just moved. I didn't know if I would be happy here, but I'm really happy I did it, because I'm experiencing a lot. I did it for a professional reason, and I can feel that now it's worthy, because the company, I mean, believes in me and makes me grow. So to be honest, I'm really happy, and no, I wouldn't change anything.
That experience had an impact on you. You have changed, right? You grow with this experience. So what did you learn about yourself on this journey?
This is not an easy question. What did I learn? I would say that as I just said before, we're all different, so we are all unique in a way, and this is something I didn't realize before, because I will not say that we were robots, but we had kind of the same profile, but here we all have really different personalities and experience. So in the end, I learned that. So I'm more confident in my identity, because I know that this is me, and there is no other 𝗃𝘃𝗲 which is the same. So yeah, being unique. So I think it's a nice learning. Yeah, to have more confidence in ourselves. Then I can also say that we adapt in a better way here, because it's a country which is not ours. So you have to adapt with a lot of different people. So, and also when I joined, it was a new country, new company. So everything was new. So I really needed to adapt. So I would say adaptability.
I want to push a little bit. How do you define adaptability for you?
For me, there is a part of empathy, meaning that you need to be in the shoes of the person in front of you to make sure you will communicate in the right way, because we all have different perception of life. You have your own, with your own filter and your own life and your own experience. But if you have this experience, it means that the person in front of you has his own as well. So in order to act in the best way, you need to understand the person in front of you. I would say this is adaptability.
I love that definition. Love it.
Great.
You passed the test. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's beautifully said, honestly. Beautifully
Thanks.
said. Thank you for sharing. How does these learnings impacts your decision, your way of living? How does that influence you in your life today?
With what I just said, I think that we have to just chill sometimes, and we have to realize that people have different spectrums. So we can adapt when we talk to people, we adapt. And this is what I'm trying to do in my professional life and personal as well, because I have my opinions, but people have their opinion. So I just try to learn from them and to adapt, just to make sure that we'll not have like a misunderstanding. So yeah, communication is, according to me, a big part of that learnings.
Nice. So we're going to wrap up this interview. And my last question, the one I'm asking everyone. Imagine your best friend is moving to Dubai next month. What are your top 3 pieces of advice for them?
First, I will say that you have to choose a flat which is close to your office, because here the traffic is insane, really insane. You can be like an hour stuck. If, for example, your way is usually like 15 minutes, it can be 40, more than an hour, because we have more and more people coming. So the traffic is really, really, really intense. So it's better if you live close to your office. So this would be the first advice. Then second, I would say that at the beginning, you must say yes to any gathering or event or offers, because you need to meet a lot of people. When you start, you need to meet a lot of people. You will not be friends with all of them, but it's by meeting a lot of people that you will meet your friends, and unfortunately you have to try a lot of people before having friends. So yeah, I would say just say yes to everything. And then don't forget sweaters, because it's super cold because of the AC. The contrast is at the beginning very difficult, because outside you cannot walk because it's too hot, but then inside it's freezing cold because the AC is really, really, really high. So in the end, you need a sweater even if it's 40 degrees outside.
So thank you so much, Deborah, for sharing your experience and all your insights with us. To our listeners, we hope you found this conversation inspiring and find value in what Deborah shared today. Don't forget to follow us on our LinkedIn page. All the links are in the description below. Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you very much.